You guys gotta see this.
Lily J, little whore. She a prostitute. Is it a coincidence? Lily J, Lilith, bride of Lucifer? You filthy scum. This little Jezebel plays a clip of me where I'm discussing with Jihad Yusuf about different qiraat. And then the genius here, she goes to Chat GPT to ask if Hafs and Warsh are different. And then the Chat GPT says, no, they're just different recitations, but their exact same meaning. So the Jezebel slut says I'm lying because she's trash, filthy lowlife. This is the woman now that Muslims are using for their jihad. This trash right here, this trash. But this trash can now is defending Muslims. This garbage can. Stop barking, Jezebel slut.
How dare you? You're insulting me? What kind of Christian are you?
He's a Christian who is speaking facts, right? You are a whore, and you are a harlot, and I will expose you. But one thing he got wrong is that you are some sort of defender of this religion. You aren't just a defender. You are a Muslim yourself, you dirty harlot, you dirty whore. Now, when he says you are a whore and you act all shocked, why are you shocked? Actions speak louder than words. You post all over your social media how much of a whore and a harlot you are. You are a dirty gremlin and a leech. I want you to not make a video about Saint John again, you harlot. You have no modesty. You know your religion teaches that you should be modest and you shouldn't go around on social media posting your half-naked body, right? This is why when you visited Mecca, your holy city, you wore a hijab, you covered yourself up like the good little Muslima you should be acting like. But when you're not doing your religious duties, you are posting yourself naked on Instagram like a fucking whore. Saint John wasn't wrong, and why are you acting shocked? Since you want to be this person who condemns people and says this isn't how you should be acting, saying, what kind of a Christian are you? And then start quoting Bible verses, you act like a whore, right? This is what you post on your Instagram, don't run, right? Why are you posting this as a Muslim? What kind of a Muslim are you? What kind of a Muslima are you not covering up and acting like a whore on social media and pretending to be Muslim on one side, yet acting like a fucking harlot and a whore on the other? Why are you dressing like this and posting this when you should be acting like this and be posting pictures like this?
The Bible says in Luke 6:26, bless those who curse you. So I choose not to stoop to your level, but keep my name out of your dirty little mouth.
On hair extensions yesterday, I'm back at the hair salon with B-roll to go blonde for the first time. First, we're going to wash my hair with a treatment to make sure it's nice and healthy for bleaching. There's no going back now. The extensions are bonded into my hair using heat. This was probably the hardest part for me just because it takes so long and you do get a bit of a headache. Here's my beautiful friend that came to support me. Hi! And now it's time for styling. I actually can't believe I'm blonde, hey. Like, what the hell? In one day this happened. I am still shocked. And my hair is surprisingly healthy. Like, it's not damaged or anything. Oh my God. I'm actually so happy with...
On top of all this, not once did you address my claim. I simply asked ChatGPT, is it different or not? And ChatGPT, it completely disproved your argument. And instead of defending your claim, you resort to insulting me and calling me horrible, horrible names over and over and over again. You couldn't have found a better argument? I don't even know who you are. I didn't even know what your name was until yesterday. Your problem is not with me, it's with the truth and artificial intelligence. You don't intimidate me one bit. Do you know why? Because I've got an open heart, an open mind, and I'm a seeker of truth. Lastly, to anyone watching, if you missed the video, I'm gonna play it now so you can see what this is all about. Enjoy. You have to see this.
You have at least 14 versions of the Arabic Quran still in circulation today.
So today I've decided to start a new series on YouTube called Debunk Weekly. So many of you are sending me DMs and messages with videos they've found online that they're asking questions, they don't know if it's true, if it's false, if it's propaganda, what's going on. So I've decided I'm gonna get these videos and ask ChatGPT whether it's true or false. Let's get to the bottom of this once and for all so we can move on with our lives. I'm super, super excited because a lot of these videos made me think. I'm excited to see what ChatGPT says. Let's go. All right, so the first video is from Tyler Moffat. All right, so let's watch it together and then we're going to ask ChatGPT.
You're either lying or you're ignorant again because you have at least 14 versions of the Arabic Quran still in circulation today. I'll name you two, Hafs and Warsh.
Hey ChatGPT, I have a question. So I just watched a video and this person said that there is two different Qurans called the Hafs and the Walsh. Are these two completely different Qurans?
No, they're not completely different Qurans. The Hafs and Warsh refer to different recitation styles or methods of pronunciation. The text itself remains the same across all recitations.
Okay, so the definitions are exactly the same.
Yes.
Okay, so the Hafs says that he would not have made it known to you. He would not have made it known to you, right? Whereas the Kunbul reading of the Qiraat says he would have made it known to you. There's a contradiction. The Hafs says he would not, and the Kunbul says he would, right? So if we look at the readings, this is not only Kunbul.
Yep. So which
reading,
one is it?
it's
Exactly.
also Al-Bazi and Ibn Kathir. We see that in the Qurtubi, Quranic Arabic, he says, and if Allah had willed, he would not have recited it to you, and he would have made it known to you, see? Rather than reading as Wala adrakum bihi, nor would he have made it known to you. So it says he would have made it known to you, and it contradicts in other readings as saying
Two different.
nor would he have
Yeah,
made it
that's
known
two complete different meanings. Wow.
And then Tafsir al-Qurtubi says, and Ibn Kathir read, he would have made it known to you. So this is Ibn Kathir's reading. He would have made it known to you, which differs from the Hafs. The Hafs says he would not have made it known to you. So let's read the Tafsir. Ibn Kathir read, he would have made it known to you without an alif between the lam and the hamza. And the meaning is, if Allah willed, he would have made it known to you about. See? Then we see Tabari, he says, Abu Jafar said,
Yes, sir.
the reading that we do not consider permissible to go beyond is the reading that the readers of the cities agreed upon. Meaning, nor would he have let you know about it, nor would he have informed you of it. So that's the Hafs reading. Al-Tabari is citing the Hafs reading, whereas Qurtubi is citing the Ibn Kathir's reading. We can see the differences of Al-Buzi on the third of
So
Ibn
even
Kathir,
the Muslims don't even know. The Muslims themselves are contradicting themselves on this one ayah. That's funny.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake. But these are all valid readings of the Quran. They're valid. They're the valid Qira'at. Part of the canonical 7, Kunbul, Hafs.
The definitions and meanings remain exactly the same. The variations are in pronunciation.
There you go, guys. If you want to understand exactly what the difference is between the recitation between the Hafs and the Welsh, go back to my old video where I go into detail deeply on the differences. But I'll just quickly explain. So here's 2 pages here, one of the Hafs and the Welsh, and you can see the recitation. The only differences are a couple of dots, a couple of dashes. It's how you pronounce the words that is different. So it's like an American accent versus English accent. It's the way you say the word is slightly different. It's got nothing to do with the meaning, nothing to do with the translation or what the Quran means. It's just the pronunciation. Is that right, ChatGPT?
Yes, that's a good way to explain it.
Now, you heard her herself. It's recitation issues. The problem is that she doesn't even know what the words that she's saying is, right? There were recitation issues from the very get-go. We don't need to talk about these stupid little Qurans, right? These stupid Arabic Qurans. We could talk about the very get-go. The very oral Quran, before it was written down, was passed around in 7 different ways, not different dialects. And we're going to get into why. It was said inside of the hadiths of Sahih al-Bukhari 4992 that 2 men were reciting Surat al-Furqan, the 25th chapter of the Quran, during the lifetime of the messenger. They were reciting the Quran together. There should have been 1 Surat al-Furqan, not 2. Just keep that in mind. During the lifetime of Allah's messenger. And I listened to his recitation and noticed that he had recited in several different ways. He's saying Hisham bin Hakim was reciting in several different ways from what Umar bin al-Khattab had known that Surah al-Furqan was recited like. It says, which Allah's messenger had not taught me. I was about to jump over him during his prayer, but I controlled my temper. And when he had completed his prayer, I put his upper garment around his neck and seized him by it and said, who taught you this surah, which I heard you reciting? He replied, Allah's messenger taught it to me. I said, you have told a lie, for Allah's messenger had taught it to me in a different way from yours, completely different in meaning, not in dialect issues like you were trying to say. This, what you're looking at, is recitation issues. What she was referring to is called dialect issues. You have told a lie, for Allah's messenger has taught it to me in a different way. Notice how it says 2 different ways of the Quran, right? They both said it was so different that he said you didn't even get this from Muhammad, even though they both did, and we'll understand why. It says, from yours. So I dragged him to Allah's messenger and said to Allah's messenger, I heard this person reciting Surah al-Furqan in a way which you haven't taught me. On that Allah's apostle said, release him, Omar, recite O Hisham. Then he recited in the same way as I heard him reciting. Then Allah's messenger said it was revealed in this way and added, recite O Omar. I recited it as he had taught me. Allah's messenger then said it was revealed in this way. This Quran has been revealed to be recited in 7 different ways. There you go. The Muhammad himself said that there was multiple different Qurans. You're just throwing out the sayings of your prophet. Stop acting like a bad little Muslima and read your freaking hadiths. We are told very clearly that the reason why he has 7 different Qurans is because Allah's apostle said, not some random, not ChatGPT, right? Just adorable, you're cute, right? You got your little dyed pretty hair, right? You've done your Hajj, you're living a double life, and one as a whore, one as a Muslim. You don't even know what's going on yourself. You're asking ChatGPT questions. It's cute, but let's focus on what your fucking prophet said and not what ChatGPT says. Allah's apostle said, Gabriel recited the Quran to me in one way, and I requested to him, read in another way, and continued asking him to recite in other ways. And he recited it in several ways till he ultimately recited it in 7 different ways. There are 7 different ways that your Quran was being passed orally. This was his excuse to why his 2 companions, by the way, they're of the same dialect, Umar bin al-Khattab and Hisham bin Hakim, were of the same dialect. And they had 2 different Surat al-Furqans to one another in completely different meanings and recitation, to the point that they were so different that one guy wanted to choke him, but he controlled his temper. And then he attacked him and he dragged him to Muhammad just to find out that there were 7 different Qurans that he didn't know of. Now, just like you, Miss Muslima, the Muslims all thought that there was one Quran prior to this event. This is why when Muslims started finding out that there were several different recitations and several different issues in the companions' recitations to one another that they had orally, companions started doubting. It was said that Ubay ibn Ka'ib also heard 2 people reciting the Quran in a manner different from what he had learned. After a discussion, both parties went to the Prophet and recited the same portion to him. He approved of both parties' recitation. At this point, Ubay narrates, there occurred in my mind some sort of denial or doubt in that religion because he thought there was only one Quran, just like you, Miss Muslima. But Muhammad said both of these recitations, these 2 different Qurans from one another, are both approved. Which you say there's only one Quran, not 2. But these hadiths all say there's more than one Quran. And the messenger of Allah saw how I was affected. He struck my chest, he punched him, whereupon I started sweating and felt as though I were looking at Allah in fear. When Muhammad found out that his companions were having doubt in his God-forsaken mistakes that he gave to the companions, Muhammad punched him. That was Muhammad's response. He punched him for having doubts. But where is all of these 7 Qurans? They were causing many wars. We are told that a man came to Caliph Uthman, asking him to save Islam before they differ about the book, the Quran. So Uthman sent a message to Hafsa saying, send us some manuscripts of the Quran so that we may compile the Quranic materials in perfect copies and return the manuscripts to you. Hafsa sent it to Uthman. Uthman then ordered Zayd bin Thabit to rewrite the manuscripts in perfect copies, right? They were told to rewrite the Quran in one Quran, not 7 like Muhammad, because the Qurans that they got from Muhammad were causing many wars, right? It was said that the people of Iraq and Shem were waging war to conquer Armenia and Azerbaijan. And the only way to save the nation against the civil wars was to burn every lasting copy of what Muhammad gave to the people and make it one Quran and not 7 like Muhammad so foolishly gave. It said that Zayd bin Thabit rewrote the Quran in one copy. And what did they do to the original copies that they got from Muhammad? They burnt them all. They said, and ordered that all other Quranic materials, whether written in fragmentary manuscripts or whole copies, be burnt. We are even told that Zayd bin Thabit was untrusted by other companions. Abdullah bin Masud dislikes Zayd bin Thabit. He said, O you Muslim people, I am removed from the recording of the transcription of the Mus'haf, and it is overseen by a man, by Allah. When I accepted Islam, he was but in the loins of a disbelieving man, meaning Zayd bin Thabit, saying that Zayd bin Thabit, he's not going to take what he says because Zayd bin Thabit was yet in the loins of a disbelieving man when he joined Islam. So there are people distrusting this guy and his Quran that he was rewriting, and this is recorded in the Sahih al-Bukhari 2661. But what happened? They did it anyways and ordered that all other Quranic materials, right, whether we're written in fragmentary copies or whole manuscripts, be burnt. Alhamdulillah, it was the best bonfire ever. I wish I was there to see it.
The differences between Hafs and Warsh recitations are like differences in accents or pronunciation, not in the actual meanings or words of the Quran.
All right, so case closed. Moving on.
You don't have any copies before 1924 that's identical to the Arabic you're reading today. So they're reading a printed Arabic text that was only standardized in 1924. The extant copies of the Arabic Quran, such as the Birmingham or the Samarkand or Topkapi, they have variations that do not agree, that differ with what you have today. The Arabic Quran that you read today doesn't go any further than 1924.
Okay, next question, ChatGPT. This person online is claiming that we have no copies of a Quran before 1924. However, in one of my old videos, you told me we've got original manuscripts like the Birmingham manuscript, even the Topkapi manuscript. There's a one in Yemen as well.
You're gonna say that this is a good text. Nobody's gonna take this because you can actually look and see that it's fraudulent, right? You can see that it was fucked with and they written on top of it. See how there's complete different words being said underneath the text? Look at these letters that are completely different from one another inside of the Sana manuscripts, which is the Yemen one that you're talking about. Ooh, what is that I see? Is that a Christian cross? Wow. Inside of a Syriac, which Yemen, they spoke Assyrian, where this manuscript was found. They actually, the Assyrian Christians, whenever they would write homilies, right, they would put a little cross at the end to say Amin, Amin in the name of Christ. Why is that there?
They all date back, carbon dated back to the time of the Prophet. So,
Muslima, you whore, you absolute leech. If this is the type of shit you're going to talk to Sam Shamoon about, I don't think he's going to respond. These aren't even good claims that you're making. Everybody will laugh at you. Everybody is laughing at you. Even your own religion wouldn't even support that historical narrative. There is no such manuscript that is historically dating back to the Prophet. Every single Quran that you have is way after the Prophet. Secondly, narrative that your religion offers for your Quran is completely being abandoned by you in this video. You're saying that all of the Sahih Hadiths about the sayings of your Prophet are all now gone because of a few quotes from AI. So is this it, Muslims? Is this what we're resorting to? To have some whore go on YouTube and pretend like ChatGPT is a theologian who can't even practice her faith outside of your barren, deserted lands of Mecca. She's already done her Hajj all the way to fucking hell, and she's a whore in your religion defending it by using ChatGPT. It's not that impressive.